Okay, hey y'all, hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another session of Meditations with Marnie. So, I wanted to loop back on a subject that we talked about on yesterday. And we were talking about low hanging fruit. And in the process of speaking about low hanging fruit, we were talking about people that are not interested in doing the work in relationships. And what I want to be clear about is any relationship takes work. I know you guys have heard me say that, you've heard me talk about it, but especially in marriage. And a portion of it is because with marriage, you're tied to that relationship in a way that you're not tied to other relationships. You might have friendships, you might have family ships, you have connections with other people that you have not necessarily taken a vow or a promise to. And in that, the one thing that I think that I have learned throughout this process of me growing and developing and trying to figure out, one, what steps that I want to take in order to make sure that I'm available to love someone again. I do know that I know better now what I do and I don't want. And it doesn't mean that there's not somebody for that person. It just might mean that that's not my person. And in me understanding that about myself, it also makes me, in my opinion, along with other people, I'm appreciative for a man that knows what he wants and he can actually come to the table and say, this is what I'm looking for. I want this, and this. And one of the things that I talked about on the video on yesterday was that oftentimes we meet people and we say to them, these are the things that I want. And they tell us that they're not interested in that. And we still try to pull them into that particular zone because that's what we want. That's what we want. On the video on yesterday, I talked about how we try to get people and pull them into the place where we want them to be. Well, I know for a fact that the man that's with me, he's going to have a strong spiritual component. He's going to have a relationship with God. Now, does that mean he got to be a preacher? No. Does that mean that he got to be a deacon? No. Does that mean he got to be an usher? No. But he's going to have a strong connection with God in order to be able to handle the capacity that I bring to the table for that element. And also he's going to have a strong work ethic, because I have one. I stayed on one job for, when I was with that company, I think I did 25 years with them. I got to go back and look, 18 years in one department. So longevity is no issue for me. Was I happy all 18 of those years with the department? No. I watched them bring in people and promote people over me, bring in people from the outside, make me train them, make me have to give to them. But guess what? I still train that person with the same work ethic that I would have wanted to been trained with. I still gave to that relationship what I needed to give. And so you have to meet people who are in the same capacity with you. You also have to know what people talk about the deal breakers. I just don't think deal breakers are big as what the things are that you know that you do want. Because sometimes what you think you don't want, you might could actually live with that component for a minute. Now, yes, there are some things that you like, no, this just not going to work for me. I can't say some of the things that I know won't work for me, but there are some things that just won't work for me. And in that, I've had to tell a few guys, hey, we're not going to be on the same page when it comes to that. We can be good friends, but we got to move in a different direction, because we are going in a different direction. But when it comes to relational components, and what made me kind of think about circling back on this is because I felt like I left you all hanging without, as we're talking about fruit hanging, I left you all hanging where you might want to say, well, Marnie, are you saying that you can't date this person or that person? I do believe that there is something like what you would consider a class of people. And I believe, I have some friends that they are at every social event that happens in the city. They are at every fundraiser. They are they are in a whole different class from me. They know that this sister right here, they're going to only invite me to maybe 1 or 2 things per year, because they know I'm not getting ready to get dressed up like that every weekend. That's not even who I want to be. So if I don't desire it, for me to try to then put myself in that environment, it would then be a false advertisement for anybody that met me in that zone or that operates in that level um of dating realm. And you know, I'm using dating realm because that's what we're talking about. It also, you know, I don't necessarily have to have the person that don't want to ever get dressed up and go anywhere. I think there's a good medium for me. You know, we gonna hit it at least twice a month. We going out, we dating or whatever. But you know, there are other times that we might just say on a Friday night we're gonna throw something on the grill and we're gonna, you know, light the fire pit and pull the TV out and watch a movie on the back porch. Like, there are so many other things that we could do. We might decide that we're gonna go to the Jazz in the Park. One of the things that I really love is that during the summertime, many of the cities offer a lot of free events. They offer the opportunity for you to go to events, and you can take your families, you can take your lawn chairs. Those are good things to do in the dating stage to get to know someone. You have to be careful if it's somebody that always has to go, you know, to a restaurant where they got to have $100 steak or $200, $300 meal. That's an issue. For a man, yeah, he might be able to do that a couple of times, but how often can you do that? Like, honestly, on the salaries that I know people have, I think that it would be very unrealistic. So then why would you even deal with a woman that's the way that she feels like, you know, you should take her out? I don't think that nobody, y'all can go ahead and get mad with me, get in the comments, talk about me, put me on other people's places to review me. I don't think that anybody need to be going out on a $200-$300 date for the first date. I just don't. I can't remember a time that I probably have been on a date and ever spent that amount of money. Because in my mind, see the way my mind thinks, I know everybody think differently, but the way my mind thinks is, if they got the same steak at Red Lobster that they got at the high end, I'm not gonna even call no name. If they got the same steak at Outback that they got at the high end, if they got the same steak at Ruby Tuesdays that they got at the high end, in my mind, it's just the way my mind thinks. Why would I pay $300 for a same steak that I could get for $30? Other than I want to make sure that I took pictures and put it on social media and told people that I went to that restaurant. Now, if it was a special occasion, we celebrating 10-year anniversary, okay, yeah, let's splurge. The likelihood of me wanting to go spend that kind of money on food is going to be slim to none. I would prefer that we take a trip and we go do something nice, or, you know, maybe we would get a nice resort, or go, I'd love a lake house or something where I can enjoy the time there with the person, but also enjoy the lake, the water. I like the water. So just in case, you know, I just believe that, you know, you speak things into existence. So me and Babe, we probably go hit us some water at the time. But, and y'all know I have to try to make things light, because talking about this is very heavy. In many cases, many of the pages that I see, the websites that I see, everything is so angry. And I just don't believe that it's that way. I believe that marriage and dating and life with the right person is going to be easy, because I'm asking God to make it that way. We're going to have the bumps in the road, and then we're going to keep rolling. But we have to make sure that we're choosing fruit from the right place, the right space, and that you are matching yourself with the fruit that you need to be with. Like, we need to put apples with apples, oranges with oranges, grapes with grapes. Don't be going out there trying to get an apple and you are orange. Don't go out there trying to get grapes and you are orange. You need to go get what you actually match up with. Don't get something that's different, because it's just going to mess you up. So this time we were talking still about the low-hanging fruit. I think the next time I really want to talk about, and I think I tapped on it just a little bit just now when I said about, you know, dating people that are in a different class. But I think that we should really kind of examine that. Like, what does that look like? And how does it feel? Is it natural? Like, are you naturally inclined to be with that person, or are you doing it because you are focused in on the financial component? And that's a big difference, because eventually it's going to show up. It goes back to men, stop dating with your wallet. And it goes back to women, stop presenting yourself as a woman who is interested in him when you really aren't. So I need for you guys to click like. I need for you to share this with a friend. And guess what? I only need 8 more. I think I'm down to even 5. 5 more subscribers in order to meet my goal. Help me get there. Send it to somebody and subscribe. All right. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a good day, y'all.